Hi everyone, I hope that you are doing well. I feel like everyone is gonna open their 2020 favorites videos with just like a big sigh, like, whew, we're here, we made it, what a year it's been. It's hard for me to imagine that any of you haven't been touched by something that's happened this year. You know, whether that be in your own household, in your neighborhood, globally, there's just been so much going on. And I don't know about you, but I've taken a few days off of work and I've just been like sleeping so much. I think just like the cumulative exhaustion of everything that's been happening and then just like trying to keep moving forward, all of that just like compounded, and I finally feel a little bit more caught up with myself. But yeah, wow, 2020 has certainly been a year of immense appreciation for me and a year of perspective that I will take with me hopefully through the rest of my life and won't forget so much of what I have learned about myself and others this year. That being said, we are here to talk about my favorite beauty products, which definitely look a little bit different than previous years. That is because I haven't been wearing a lot of makeup. I don't know about you guys, but I have not been leaving my house very often, and when I am, I'm wearing a mask. So it's like the perfect excuse to be lazy. Oh, my chair is so squeaky. So it's the perfect excuse to be lazy and not put on a full face of makeup, hide behind my mask and sunglasses, and wear sweatpants every single day of the year. But when I have worn makeup, these are the items that I've been loving. I really just like stayed true to what I've actually been using this year. So I don't have a product for every category, but certainly if you need a recommendation in a category that I don't touch on, let me know. Otherwise, hopefully you enjoy the curation of products I have in front of me. I don't have any makeup on right now, so I thought I would kind of apply them as I'm talking to you guys about them. I don't know if I did this last year or the year before that, but I kind of liked that format because as I'm talking about them, I can like remind myself why I really love them. Okay, so again, these products are like the Zoom call favorites. The occasional day I wake up and I'm like, I want to put on a full face, which looks very different than any other year's full face. I'm gonna start off with base products. I actually have two foundations that I've really been enjoying. I was using the Ilia skin tint for a long time and I enjoyed that product. In fact, it made it into a favorites video, but kind of like looking back at the year, I sort of stopped using it, gosh, I don't know how many months ago, and I just started using like concealer. So if I was gonna do an actual face of like foundation or something like that, these are the two that I've been leaning towards. One is more recent, so I'm not going to count it as a 2020 favorite, but I thought I would just mention it in here, and that's the new Kier Weiss foundation that I've talked endlessly about and I won't bore you with this time, but I have it in the shade Weightless, and this has just been a really nice skin-like product that I can just throw on my face to feel a little bit more polished. But the other product that I've been reaching for a lot this year since trying it is the Westman Atelier Vital Skin Foundation Stick. And I have this in Atelier 1. I could probably go one shade lighter in this. They did expand their shade range a little bit, but this foundation is very, very pricey. And I would have to really love it, which I do, to include it in this video because it's, I believe, $68. So why I have chosen to include such an expensive foundation is because this is incredibly skin-like. It's silicone free, but it really lays on your skin almost like a silicone foundation in that it really minimizes the size of my pores around, like, you know, larger areas around my nose, and it just sits on my skin so beautifully, and I can really use this very sparingly and just in the areas where I really need it to get the kind of complexion that I want. And to be honest, I've always been kind of a no makeup person. I just prefer that look on my skin, and I'm a little bit lazy when it comes to makeup. As much as I love it, I can't be bothered to do a ton of work. So products that I can just kind of use my fingers with, products that I don't have to worry too much about putting all over, I can just kind of like let my natural skin shine through, are really what I gravitate towards, and that is this product. For most of the products that I'm mentioning, I do have full reviews if you want like a 20-minute spiel of why I love something, but I'm just gonna finish up and putting this again just in the areas that I need it. You can use this just as a concealer, which is kind of how I've been using it this year. But you could also kind of like draw it all over your face and blend it in. It's really versatile. You get a lot of different coverage options with it. And yeah, I really love the way that it sits on my skin. So on most days, I don't wear any sort of base product around my face, including just how I wore that foundation. I don't usually do that. And what I will do is go in with just a little bit of concealer. And this will come as no surprise to anyone who's been watching my channel at all this year, because this is pretty much the only concealer that I've been using since I got it. And this is the Kosas Revealer Concealer. Now, it does lean a little bit more yellow. This is one of those products that if you can get a sample of, definitely worth it, but it's so skin-like. And it just adds enough luminosity where it's noticeably brightening underneath your eyes, but I can also use it as a spot concealer. I have like a little scab right here, so we'll see how that does. If I have any dark areas, I just kind of tap it on. But it really is the most skin-like concealer that I've found that's not a cream concealer. And I just feel like it lasts longer on my skin than a cream concealer does. It takes like no effort to blend it in. It's just another one of those very seamless complexion products that just works so well for my skin. All right, moving on to brows. I only have one product that made it into the 2020 favorites. I have tried a few brow pencils this year, and out of the ones that I've tried, I really enjoyed the Eco Brow Pencil, but I'm having some issues with the packaging, which is bugging me. So I decided not to include it in this one, but I am for sure going to be including their clear defining gel. This has been the only eyebrow gel I've used since I have tried it. I just think it works so well. It's clear, obviously, so if you want some sort of color, then this is not for you. It's not gonna add any volume, it's not gonna fill your brows in at all, but if you have unruly brows like me and you want them locked in place without being crunchy or gross or super stiff looking, then this is your product. It just really helps to kind of groom them, keep them in place, but again, not with that like very stiff, stuck on look. They look very natural and soft. It's just become one of my favorite brow products. Okay, eyes, I have two products and neither of them is a shadow. I just have not been wearing any eyeshadow this year. I really haven't touched my eyeshadow palettes, which is sad. They're just sitting there collecting dust. Really the only eye products that I've used consistently are the Kosas 10-second eyeshadows, but I don't love them enough to put them in a yearly favorite. So I thought I would just mention these two products because if I have been wanting to wear something on my eye, this is what I've been going for. First is a new product for me this year. It's the Lavina liquid eyeliner pen. And I kid you not, this will not budge off of your eyelids. I have pretty oily eyelids and I've had no issues with this. It's easy to remove, which for me, I'm like, how does this make sense that it's so easy to get off at the end of the day, but it doesn't budge at all during the day? It's just so impressive. It's definitely a bit of a learning curve for me to use a pen like this. I'm used to using a brush with maybe a gel liner, and so I don't know if I've totally mastered it, but it's just such a beautiful pencil. It gives you the ability to do that classic cat eye that I just feel like is really timeless and kind of fun if you just want a little bit more definition. And certainly on more important Zoom meetings or anything like that, if I was gonna wear makeup, I would put a little bit of eyeliner on just to give my eye some definition. So I've already managed to get it all over my fingers, which I don't think bodes well for how I'm gonna put it on my eye. So I might skip this product for today, but just know that I really love it, and when I can take the time and be patient to do a cat eye, this is definitely my go-to. Next product is mascara. Interestingly enough, mascara used to be a product where I felt like, gosh, if there's one thing I'm gonna do before leaving, it's gonna be applying mascara. But this year has been a little bit different and I haven't been wearing a lot of mascara, and that's partly because I haven't really enjoyed any of the mascaras that I've been trying until this one, which is the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara in After Midnight. I just really like the way that this makes my lashes look, and it doesn't smudge on me, which I've tried 2 or 3 mascaras this year that have smudged on me, and it's just been a pain in the butt. Or some of them make my eyes water. So finding one that gives me nice length and volume without looking too clumpy, doesn't move around throughout the day, that I can count on is really nice. And this is definitely that. I have the little mini trial size right now, which is kind of perfect. I almost wish like all mascaras came in this size because I don't feel like you need more than this for 3 months, but I will definitely be purchasing the full size if I can't get my hands on another travel size. Moving back into complexion products, I have not been wearing any bronzer this year. Some days I've definitely needed it and just chosen not to because I'm lazy. And again, everything this year has been super quick, things that I can put on with my hands because I don't want to deal with cleaning my brushes. And this blush really stood out to me when I tried it, and then I just kept falling more and more in love with it the more that I would use it. And that's the Westman Atelier Baby Cheeks blush in Petal. Now they have other colors that might work better for different skin tones, but for me this is just like the most gorgeous pink tone that matches my natural flush and that I just absolutely love. So you can build up the color. I like more kind of like a wash over the majority of my cheek. And then of course I always bring it over my nose. And something that really stands out to me with this cream blush is how long it lasts on my skin. I tend to prefer cream blushes, you guys know that, but one downfall is that they don't tend to last as long, at least for me. I don't know if that's just my skin type or if that's just a cream blush thing, but this one lasts so well on my skin and gives me this like rosy glow without being shiny or moving around or feeling greasy. And I hope that this is translating on camera, just how natural and skin-like that blush looks, and it just really feels like it's coming from within. I often will take a little bit onto my eyelids. It's not long wearing on my eyelids. It'll crease in, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes, but I feel like it ties in the look nicely. Gives a little bit more warmth to my skin, and it just keeps it easy because it's one product. Now highlight is something that I've definitely been enjoying and playing with this year, especially now that it's winter time and my skin is a little bit drier. And this was a rediscovery for 2020, and it's really been the only highlighter that I've been consistently reaching for when I do my makeup, and that is the Honest Beauty Magic Balm. So it's not necessarily a traditional highlight. You can use this as a lip balm, you can use this on your cuticles, you can use this you know, on dry areas, or you can use this as a highlight. And when I previously tried it, my one gripe with it was like, oh, it just kind of fades within, you know, 20-30 minutes of wearing it. I don't see it on my skin anymore. I don't know if my skin has changed. I don't know if the product has changed, but for whatever reason, this time around, this has really stayed put. And I get this really beautiful, subtle, natural, lit from within highlight for really most of the day until I take my makeup off. I really like it too because there's just no pigment, which means that it'll work for so many different skin tones, and it doesn't really, to me, lean, you know, cool or warm. It really just plays off of whatever is underneath it. So you can kind of customize this how you want to, and then it can just kind of like smush whatever's left over on my finger into my lips as a lip balm. Okay, I got 2 more categories to go through. First one is lips, and I pulled 3 products actually because these are the products that I've really only been wearing this year. And the first is a lip liner from Mented. This is definitely my favorite lip liner that I've tried in clean beauty so far. It's incredibly pigmented and long lasting, so you just get the best of both worlds. And I often found myself lining my lips and then kind of, you know, smudging in the line, putting on a little bit of chapstick, and that was my go-to like everyday lip color. And certainly with wearing a mask, I don't want something that's going to transfer very easily, and this, because of it being so long lasting, solved that problem for me. So I'll put a little bit on right now, and then I'm going to layer another product over top of it, but highly recommend this Mented lip liner in the shade Pink. So that's an extremely light layer of that on. And you can already see it just gives so much more definition to my lips. I just kind of like rub it and fuzz it in so that it's a little bit more blurry. And then I would apply some sort of lip balm, either clear or this, over top of it. This is the Vapor Lip Nectar in the shade Hint. And for just easy amounts of color, I found this to be kind of my perfect go-to this year. I really liked the Kosas Lip Fuel last year, and I didn't end up repurchasing it because this kind of came into my life and solved that need. But it just gives my lips a little pop of color. It's definitely brighter than a nude for me, but I kind of like that. I thought it was fun, a little bit fresher, and just more vibrant than choosing like a nude shade to wear. And I feel like we all needed a little bit of like vibrancy and warmth this year, so I really enjoyed wearing it. And then the other product that I pulled, which I have worn a zillion and a half times, both here on YouTube and in my everyday life if I needed a real pick-me-up, is this Clove and Hallow Lip Velvet in Fiesta. There's just nothing better than a comfortable, long-wearing lipstick when you want something very low maintenance. And considering how high maintenance red lips usually are, this was just an incredible find this year. And I've been wearing it a ton. You guys have seen it a ton in my videos and on Instagram and everywhere. Whenever I've been wearing red lip, it's this, just because it's so easy. And in the era where we are wearing masks, again, this is a long wearing product that's not going to transfer, and you're not going to have to really worry about what's going on underneath there. It just stays in place so well without really drying out your lips. So love this product, love this color, and it was just like a really happy, wonderful product to have in my life in 2020. Okay, last product, which I don't really need right now because my skin is very dry, as I've said, but I wanted to mention because during the warmer months and when I was using the Ilia skin tint, I was certainly using this often, and I just thought it was such a great powder. And it's the Ilia Fade Into You powder. This was a discovery for me this year. I don't think it's necessarily a new product this year, maybe it is, but I really loved how this would make my skin look. It was the perfect amount of mattifying without causing any like flatness to my face, if that makes sense. So it allowed for some natural luminosity, a little bit of shine to come through throughout the day, but really kept the oil at bay, really kept everything in place. So it was just kind of a perfect powder, and definitely my favorite that I have tried so far out of all the loose powders that I've tried. All right, you guys, those are my 2020 favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I am sure you recognized most of these products because I really haven't been wearing that much makeup this year, and honestly I've been kind of enjoying that. I feel like I've gone in and out of stages this year of like really missing wearing makeup, and then other days I just really appreciate the fact that I don't feel the need to, and I'm just really like comfortable in my own skin. And certainly when I am wearing makeup, it really airs on the light side, and you know, it's fun to be able to see your freckles and imperfections, and that's all okay. So I hope that you have had a similar makeup journey as me this year and have just been kind of enjoying the skin that you're in. As I mentioned, if I didn't touch on any categories that you guys need a recommendation in, let me know. I can let you know some products that I have enjoyed in the past, but maybe I just haven't really been using this year. And let me know what kind of content you guys want to see in 2021. I feel like it's always a good time to like pause and reflect and think about what you want to do in the new year, and I certainly have some ideas of what I want to do. I had some ideas last year, and then I feel like things just kind of snowballed. I didn't get around to them, but I'm hoping to get around to some of them this year. So let me know what you guys want to see. Do you want to see more fashion? Do you want to see more lifestyle? Do you want to see more makeup videos? What do you guys enjoy? What do you guys come here to look for? And then I feel like this goes without saying, and hopefully you guys know this at this point, but a huge thank you for all of your support and kindness towards me this year. There've definitely been some moments where I've just felt like I needed this positive outlet, and the fact that you guys are always there and being so wonderful just means more than I could express. So super excited to have been with you for another year and looking forward to many more years to come. I hope you guys have a really happy New Year's, a safe New Year's. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next year.